What if I told you that one of the most iconic sci-fi technologies, the warp drive, might not be complete fiction after all? For decades, scientists and dreamers have wondered if we could one day bend space and time to explore the stars. And now, thanks to a brand new study, that dream might be inching closer to reality. But don't get your starship captain's license just yet. There's a lot more to the story. Let's warp into it. So in case you're not a full-time Starfleet officer, here's the basic idea. A warp drive is a hypothetical engine that doesn't just move you faster, it actually bends space-time itself. Imagine shrinking space in front of your ship and then stretching it out behind you. Your ship rides inside a kind of warp bubble, and from your perspective, you're not moving at all. Instead, the universe is moving around you. Wild, right? This idea isn't just sci-fi imagination. It was first given a real physics framework in 1994 by a theoretical physicist named Miguel Alcubierre. He basically asked, what if we could use Einstein's equations to skip the speed limit of light without actually breaking it? Turns out, on paper at least, you can, but there's a huge catch. The original Alcubierre warp drive needs something called negative mass or negative energy to work. And we're not just talking about a tiny bit, we're talking about a ridiculous amount. Like more than the energy of the entire universe, kind of ridiculous. And here's the kicker. Negative mass? As far as we know, it doesn't even exist. It would basically flip all of physics on its head. Momentum, motion, energy, all of it. Now, technically, we have seen hints of negative energy, like in something called the Casimir effect. It happens when two metal plates are placed super close together, and quantum fields behave weirdly. But the amount of negative energy produced, it's tiny, not even close to what a warp drive would need. Fast forward to 2024, and now a new study published in the same journal Alcubierre used has made waves. This new model, led by physicist Jared Fuchs and a team from applied physics, suggests we might be able to create a warp drive without needing exotic negative energy at all. Instead, they use a mix of traditional and new gravitational tricks to form a stable warp field within the laws of known physics. Sounds incredible, right? Well, hold on, there's still a big reality check. Even in this new model, we're not talking about faster than light travel. The speeds are high, but still subliminal. That means slower than the speed of light. So no warp speed flybys of alien planets, yet. And even if this math does check out, and that's a big if, we're still nowhere near actually building a real warp engine. Think of this more like laying down the first few lines of a blueprint, one that could take centuries to complete. Plus, the physics gets really weird when you dig deeper. Some calculations show that even if you had negative energy, the whole thing might blow up the moment you turned it on. Literally. Quantum fields at the edge of the warp bubble could spike to infinity, which is not ideal for, say, keeping your atoms in one piece. Other models suggest you could maybe avoid that by slowly ramping up the engines. And even newer designs try to reshape the warp bubble itself, kind of like giving it a skinny neck at the front to reduce the negative energy needed. But even those ideas say you'd still need about a star's worth of negative energy, and obviously that's still a lot. Overall, here's the deal. Warp drives are one of the coolest ideas to ever come out of science fiction, and thanks to Alcubierre and modern physicists, they're also an amazing playground for exploring real physics. Even though we probably won't be warping to Alpha Centauri anytime soon, these thought experiments help us understand how gravity, quantum fields, and the universe itself really work. And who knows? A few decades ago, people thought black holes were just a weird math trick. Now we have pictures of them. So, will warp drives ever become real? Maybe, maybe not. But every new study brings us a little closer to understanding the impossible. And in the meantime, it gives us something to dream about, and some seriously awesome material for sci-fi. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the science of warp drives, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe for more space and science content. And drop a comment below. If you had a warp drive, where's the first place you'd go? Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious. See you on the next one.